Really what struck me the most about Anthem was just the people that we met, even the first Sunday we came, and how I think it was Faith Haley came over and was able to introduce herself and said, are you guys new? And really made us feel like we belonged from day one. And then as we continued to come back, I felt like the relationships we had with the different people that we connected with, and then it felt the strongest, like a church home, whenever we did the Meet the Staff.
People care about us, they know us, they want to know us. And I think there's such an emphasis about belonging here, and I think it's really true. You can belong at Anthem, and it's been a huge blessing for us.
So I've been a Christian. I grew up in a Christian home, going to church every Sunday as a kid. But I felt like growing up, I had really good examples as parents and was involved a lot in the church. But I was just kind of resistant to the call on my life. And it wasn't till I was 13 or 14 that I became saved. And it was really a youth minister that I was playing golf with. And he just asked me, have you given your life to Christ yet? And point blank, I said, no, not yet. And he said, well, what are you waiting for? And so that really convicted me. And so I was able to go home and pray with my parents that night. And then the next morning was Sunday. And so I went down and gave my life to Christ then and got baptized.
So my faith story is pretty similar to Sam's in the fact that we both grew up with Christian parents, grew up in the church, and sometimes that has made me feel like my story is boring. But as I've looked back and recognized the different times that God got a hold of my life, like when I was 7 years old and really revealed to me my need for Jesus, I remember having a few different occurrences where I recognized my sin as a little 7-year-old and really felt like, oh, this is why I need Jesus. Sometimes I think we can go all in the areas that feel safer for us, and other people might not know that that's our safe area, and they might think, oh wow, she's all in with their time and service and look how much she gives, but they don't know that maybe it's more of a struggle to go all in with your finances. And so to depend on God even greater in that area was a stretch for us.
We were looking a couple weeks ago at our all-in pledge, and we were asking ourselves the stored resources that we had committed and pledged, wondering where that might come from. And so it was really interesting and just an act of God that we were gifted an amount of money just after we'd had that conversation, and it was to the exact cent of the pledge that we had.
I think what I'm most excited about is the children's facility coming with the All In initiative. I can't wait to see our girls in that new area, and I just imagine all the children who will walk through there. And I think maybe it's more special to me because I became a believer as a 7-year-old, and I just see the movement of God in children. And I know that so many will begin their journey of faith in that new hallway, in those new classrooms. And so I think that's what I'm most excited about when I think about what we're trying to accomplish with All In.
I'm really excited about the church's connection and relationship with Feed My Starving Children. I think that's a really great ministry, and we were able to bring the ORU basketball team to the church a couple years ago and really use that to show those guys what it means to be in need and how to meet other people's needs by packing bags and packing food and being able to kind of make it a competition too, and how many bags can you get in 2 hours or 3 hours. And it was a great experience, and that's something I always look forward to every year.
To me, All In means fully invested or like bought in. And that's what I think about when I think All In, that we want to be fully invested in what's happening at Anthem. We want to be bought in personally and not just be kind of on the sidelines watching and cheering on, but we want to be a part of it and in the game, being a part of the mission that's happening.
Being able to not look back and just continue to look forward and live the church outside of the four walls, and being able to Monday through Saturday do what you feel like you're supposed to do, and being able to live for Christ outside of the walls of the church.
Mm-hmm.